Good morning, everybody. It is Monday. Oh, yeah. And so many kids are so happy because they're sleeping late because of no school. And this is the week of Thanksgiving. I mean, we should be thankful all the time, but this is the week for Thanksgiving. And I think that the turkey and all that stuff that's coming, our family is weird about Thanksgiving because all the men are usually gone because they're hunting, and they stay a whole week in the woods hunting, thinking this is a fun thing to do. I don't get it, but that's what they like to do. And so the women folk, and I do have a son-in-law that's not hunting, so he'll be there with us to celebrate. And we just have a blast. We have so much fun. We've set up stuff for shooting to be able to shoot things. It's just a pellet gun, but it's just a lot of fun. And we, of course, whoever gets the most gets money and all that kind of stuff. We have a lot of money games. That comes from my mom. That was a lot of fun. And a lot of people, a lot of the family members changed their personality when we came to the money games. And so everybody walked away from our dinners and stuff, not just full of food, but full of money. And it's a fun thing. And draws the greed out of people. It's pretty entertaining to watch. And so that's what we do. So we're thankful for the money. We're thankful for the food. We have so many blessings, and it's great. This whole country does. I kind of start this on a sad note because Adam O'Connor, his body, who recently been experiencing more and more pain, decided it was enough, and Adam passed from this life to the freedom he could only dream of. And so in that sense, when you have a bittersweet type of thing that's going on, it's terrible for a child to go before a parent. And Dennis and Barbara O'Connor, his parents, are going to lay him to rest today. And this funeral is today. And that's why Deanie Harmon and Bob Berry, they're going to the funeral. Sorry, this is my cough button. And they're not going to be here. We're not going to do a whodunit. This is a time I'm so happy that they're able to go and be there and to represent, because Dennis has been a vocal and great friend of this program for a long time. And certainly, my thoughts and prayers have been and are with them. But this is the second close friend of mine who has lost a grown son in the past 2 weeks. It's so unusual, and it should be unusual, that a child precedes their parent death, but it's such a hard thing to accept, and it's so devastating because it doesn't make sense to us. This isn't the right way it's supposed to happen. But in Adam's case, he was confined to a wheelchair. He had a lot of different ailments, a lot of different things that kept him from communicating, and he would never be able to walk. And that Barbara and Dennis knew a lot about this before they adopted him. And when they adopted him and they found out a lot of these things that started happening, that they want to know, do you want to give him back? And their answer was exactly right. No, he adopted us, and we'll never, ever even consider something like that. And they didn't. And Dennis was so notably praised, and the accolades went to him because he always had Adam with him. Dennis was here in the theatrical community right here in Conroe, downtown Conroe. Very, very important sight to behold because he was so talented in so many ways. On the stage, behind the stage, he built, the flats and things, and helped, to organize, design, along with Deanie Harmon, a lot of the things that went up on that stage. And I think because of that, and because he always had his son with him, he never put him, have a nurse or somebody always watching him. No, he was right there with him. And so when you're a parent and you have a child and you have a child with those kind of special needs, and it doesn't interrupt your life, and they're just part of your life. And because he was there and confined to a wheelchair, but there Dennis was pushing Adam all around, and everybody loved him. And he loved the warmth and acceptance of the theatrical community. They were always there. And when they'd see him, everybody talk to him, hug him, kiss him, and he was just part of the gang. And so they, everybody's hurting today for Dennis and Barbara, and it's sad. But because of all of the theatrical, I guess, world that they lived in, Dennis had told me the other day, he said that he knows that Adam's having a great time, that he's laughing and he's, jumping and dancing and singing, and he has freedom now to do that. So he's happy about that. And he said, and as far as my life with Adam went, we had a good run. And so the connection to the theater and all that offered them, the world that offered them, it's been great. And so I am so happy for the way he's treating. It's going to be really hard, and it takes a long time, of course, to get through this. And he'll never get through it. He'll always be there, of course. But it's just that it's this time that Dennis has a really good outlook. And so all the people going to the funeral will be comforted by Dennis and his reaction and his the stories he has and all that he will keep. And it's great when you are a parent to know that I spent as much time as I spent with him and gave everything I could to this child, and that there are no regrets now. It's not like, I wish I'd have spent more time with him. I wish I'd have taken him this place or taken him that. And Dennis has none of that. He'll have none of those regrets. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know, what happened, Deanie and where Deanie and Bob are, and we'll resume our whodunit next week for sure. But I just I did want to keep you up on that, and you hear Dennis's voice when he says the Cindy Cochran Show, and he listens faithfully every morning, and so it's just sad, but it's going to be okay. And he knows that Adam is in a much, much, much better place as far as his physical being is concerned. So anyway, we're happy for the acceptance that Dennis has, and we know that Adam's doing great. Okay, we're going to go on. We've got a lot to cover, and I just, this weekend has been so weird. I saw some great movies. I saw the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And Richard, you really should take your nephews to this movie. It's good. I don't know if you liked Harry Potter or not, but you need to like Harry Potter to like this movie if you don't like that kind of stuff. But this has got an amazing twist to it. And, of course, I hadn't read the book. So I keep thinking, if I don't read the book and go see this, is it worse for me? Will I get something out of it? I don't know. I don't know if you guys are J.K. Rowling's fans or not, but, a lot of times I see kids, they'll read the Harry Potter book and then they go see the movie and they know everything that's going to happen. I don't get that. I don't know how reading a book a lot of times makes the movie better, unless if you know the subplot backstories, the things that are going on, that you feel like, oh yeah, that's what they meant by this. But the animation of the animals and the different animals and how they came up with some of these animals and the way they looked, these beasts, these fantastic beasts, is just, amazing. And then the guy that plays the lead in this was so weird to me. I don't know anything about him. I hadn't even seen what his name was. I looked at the trailers, but I didn't pay attention to who he was. And so if I'd read the book, I would have known he was so shy. He could hardly look in the eyes of the other actors, and he was always looking away, and very insecure person. And after a while, the things and the feats that he was doing would, you'd have thought, okay, you should be out of that by now because you are an amazing, very determined, very competent guy. And so, I don't know. It was an interesting, I guess, position to put someone like this in, and what he was going to have to accomplish and save the world in the meantime. But it must have worked. His character must have worked. We walked away, and Cindy said, I love that guy that was the main guy. I love him. I really liked him. And I said, you do? He says, yeah, I think I have a little crush on him. So you never know. You have to be a kid of 10, I guess, to accept that. Now, Harry Potter movies, I liked the first one, and then the more you saw, I just, I got tired of it. But I liked the first, I guess, couple of ones that were good. I think they had a good way of the sequels were better than a lot of movies that try and do sequels and they just never make it. They just think they're going to ride on how good the first one was, and they just don't have the same writing or whatever. But this was good, and she's a great writer. But the thing that you want to go for is to see the sets that they have. Whoever did that has got to be up for an Academy Award because it's amazing. So if y'all want to go see that, go see it. It's a good movie, and the kids should like it. And especially if they've liked Harry Potter, they're going to love this one. The other movie was Jack Reacher, Tom Cruise movie. I finally got to go see that. I mean, I think it's like I was the only one left. I hadn't seen it. But I got there, and I thought I would be like by myself, and people are still coming to see that. It's only been out a couple of weeks maybe. And it's great. I love it. It was just like you thought it would be. The action and all that stuff was there, but the storyline was so different than anything else I had seen. So, and you'll get to make a lot out of it and figure out what would the sequel be. I think I know, but I'm not going to say. I think that the sequel's there, and until he just, I guess, registers for AARP, I don't know. I think he's in there for good to do this, and he looks good. I mean, Tom Cruise is a good-looking guy, and a lot of times you see past the wrinkles, and you see that guy you saw in Risky Business and all. But he's getting older, so I think some other parts for him should be available. But he usually is. I see at the end that he's like executive producer, and I love it. When you have enough money and you have been in movies, wouldn't you probably do the same thing? You would create a movie that you want to see yourself in, and you want to prove to everybody I can do it, and you don't have to audition for the part. It's so great, is that you can pay for the whole thing. Amazing. But thinking of the stage and theatrics and all that, some people have taken to the stage that we're going to talk about in this next segment that should, I don't know what they're thinking. What are they thinking? Hamilton, Kanye West, we're going to talk about it on the Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids are removed from their home because of abuse and neglect, and we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County is a 501c3 all-volunteer-based rescue and adoption organization with a no-kill policy for healthy and adoptable animals. Our goals are fourfold: to rescue and rehabilitate homeless animals, to provide a safe haven for the animals until a suitable adoption or foster care home is found or until they are reunited with their owner, to educate the public about the great need to reduce pet population, which includes the importance of having their pets spayed and neutered, and to further the cause for humane and responsible pet ownership, and to provide a low-cost spay-neuter clinic for people who are unable to afford to spay or neuter their pets otherwise. SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County encourages you to think adoption first. You can contact us at www.spcaofmc.com.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for listening. Hey, you know, I'm sure you've heard the story about the Hamilton play, and that and this is my just my commentary on the reaction of the people that got up and did the speech to the Vice President Pence. I don't get it. I guess when you have the stage, and we've seen so many actors and so many actresses, and at the music awards, we've seen people take that time that they're in front of all those people, and they will never have that probably chance again to have, that kind of audience to be able to speak what they feel and all. Even though the directors and producers of the award ceremony saying this is just about the award, please don't bring up anything controversial or political or anything like that. Just do the thank you, and that's all. Thank your mom and all those things. And they started limiting. I remember watching, imagine I've been watching awards ceremonies since the 50s and remembering them and watching all those people come up and say thank you and all, and they would just usually just come up and say thank you so much and then walk off. But then it became a lot of thanking different people, and it being, here's my chance to, give back the praise, appreciation to people that put me here. And so that was fine. And then I remember the ones where somebody got up and they started talking about all the problems of the world and what we need to do about it, and we need to stop doing this and that. And then that was like, where'd that come from? That didn't even make sense to me. And as older I got, it would annoy me that they would come and use that time to talk about stuff, because it broke character with the American audience when they see them as a certain character, like a funny, comedy or drama or whatever, and then they come up and they speak something like that, would just kind of, you just ruined it.
I'm waiting for somebody to interrupt them while they're on the stage.
What do you mean?
Or after the end of the stage, they give a speech.
Right.
Because, they kind of opened it up when they do that kind of practice. If someone does that. Because now people who are going to go to other plays, now it's going to be okay to do that. And
it was, that's what I was wondering, too. I got to say, the one that shocked me the most was David Niven was up, standing up, doing an acceptance speech or what he was doing, and a streaker went by. Do you know what a streaker is, right? Okay. That was a real, boy, what a fad about everybody taking their clothes off and running around stadiums and just running through places.
What I love. They still do it, but you never see it. It's like a code red to the producers of the film, of like the camera people. Because you'll always read about it in the paper. there was a streaker, or social media, because people have like their phones right there and like there's a streaker, but
right.
You never see it. You never knew it was there if you were watching it from home.
Well, it got to be so big, and you start watching for it. But this guy runs across. He's holding his underwear or whatever in his hand, and he runs past David Niven, and David Niven never broke. And he just went. It seems to be quite cold in here, and then he just kept talking, and that was it. And everybody started laughing, and it was that kind of thing that you never knew what was going to happen at the Academy Award. You kind of watched it for some weird things to go on, but anyway, so the stage at the play Hamilton was ripe for the taking, I guess, and the cast knew that Vice President-elect Mike Pence was coming to the show, and he had his daughter and his nieces with him, and he walked in, and there was some boos and some applause, but he sat down, and they watched the play. They got up to leave, and all the cast comes up and locks arms, and then the lead actor starts talking about what they hope that this administration will do is that they will not let us be afraid, that they won't be protecting everybody, and that everybody is not included in their during their time in this administration. And so it's kind of like a little lecture, but they were trying to do it nice. They said the wonderful, Vice President-elect Mike Pence, and they did some sugarcoating at the beginning, but then they went to start talking about what they're looking for and why people are afraid and all that. So they put it out to everybody, like, do y'all think this was appropriate? On social media. And so there's been all kind of reaction, all very diverse reaction to this, and thought it was great. He was so bold to come out and do that. But it was kind of an embarrassment in the sense that they stopped Mike Pence, and so everybody around felt embarrassed for him. But Mike Pence comes out afterwards, and when has been asked ad nauseum what he thought, and was he embarrassed and was he upset, and he said no. I mean, what they were doing was exercising their right to speak. Whether it's the appropriate place or not, that's for the public to decide. But I'm saying that I wasn't offended, and it's okay. So a lot of people have taken that. That was such a great and gracious thing for him to say. And then his buddy Donald Trump, President-elect Donald Trump, decides that he's going to blast the Hamilton people, and so he got back on his Twitter ban and told them they need to apologize. That was rude and unacceptable. The theater should be a safe place for people to come and sit and enjoy and not feel like they're going to be, spotlighted and then given a lecture. So I think it was personally, I thought that was, rude, because he brought a lot of attention to the play. The play is doing great. It is sold out until 2017. It's sold out. So the people that got upset with them doing that and started saying, hashtag boycott Hamilton or whatever, it's not going to make a difference really, because everything's sold out. And I think that part of it, I think Mike Pence handled it probably the best. I think Trump, with all the things he's got going on and people he's trying to put in his cabinets and all that stuff, it's just, hello, he's got better things to do. But when he's your friend, he is your friend. And he'd be the guy that I want to make sure he was my friend and not my enemy, because he goes after people if they do anything to hurt or look like they're disrespecting his friends. So anyway, that's been pretty interesting. And that stage, him capturing that stage for that moment, the Hamilton people capturing the stage and using that as a bully pulpit, really, in a sense, I don't think was the right thing to do. But they did it. They got the applause and the praise from the people that felt like that was what they should be doing and taking advantage of the fact. And then SNL comes comes out and does their Saturday Night Live. Boy, that really was. You can see that, okay, Trump has won the presidency. SNL's going after him hard. So it's going to be, boy, I don't know. It's going to be a fun thing to watch because you never know what SNL will do, but it's certainly not pleasing the president-elect. And it's amazing to me he has time to even watch, or I guess as people report to him the things that happen. But this guy that did his little rant, 40-minute rant, Kanye West. Now, Kanye West is got a very big following. He has a lot of big fan base. And he had announced when Donald Trump had announced that he was going to, or he was in during the primaries, Kanye West announced he was going to run for president in 2020. Also, Chris Rock has decided he was going to run for president in 2020. If that happens, he feels like if Donald can do it, I can do it. And the last person you would think would be, saying they like Donald Trump would be Kanye West, because his wife, big supporter of Hillary, and so it was just weird. He came out on stage the other night and did a 40-minute rant on no. If he would have voted, he would have voted for Donald Trump. And he goes off on everybody, and then also Beyonce and Jay-Z, Taylor Swift. And the audience started booing him. And so the press reported that they were booing the fact that he would have voted for Donald Trump. But when they talked to the people in the audience, they were saying, no, it was because he made us wait an hour before he arrived at the concert. And then he decides that he's going to sing 2 songs and then start this political stuff that we don't care anything about. And we want him to get back to the singing because we spent so much money on these tickets, and how dare he take that time. Well, he just announced, today he is stopping, he's canceling the tour that he's on. And nobody's given any kind of reason why. They just said it's over. And they have all these tickets they have to figure out what they're going to do with, and didn't give any of the people that are
the behavior from him is normal, right?
Well, no, he's very erratic.
Yeah, he's done ridiculous things like that, where you quit the show an hour into it, but I also think that's half of the appeal.
Well, yeah. Would you?
I mean, my favorite one was an ACL. My friend, my best friend since middle school, he really loves going to concerts, and he was on the Twitter or whatever, and he got a tweet saying that he was going to show up at this place. So of course there's going to be a surprise show. Well, it was so chaotic that the Austin Police Department, no, it was in New York, because they went up there for a concert, and they had to shut down the streets.
Oh,
and they had to cancel the show because it was almost like a riot because of him just randomly showing up somewhere, and people on social media took wind of it, and they just showed up, and there was thousands of people in the street waiting to get in, and they closed it.
After you had one experience, it seemed like people would talk and go like, "This guy's crazy, and we're not going to, spend that money and not get my money back." That's horrible. Why would you?
I mean, I think that's just his personality. He's always going on the radio talking crazy stuff, and
so he's going to be real sorry if he runs for president. You know how they're going to bring all that stuff back up. I can't imagine him if he's being serious. That's amazing. Chris Rock, I see as being serious because he played a senator one time in a movie, and so I can see him feeling like he could do it. If Donald can do it, he could do it. But I just, the past haunts you. So I see why they groom people. Like, okay, this child's going to be groomed for presidency. And, they teach them, you cannot do this. You can't say that. You can't have any past, no luggage, and you can sail right through. And it'll drive the press crazy because they'll look for things and they can't find anything bad about you. But Kanye West, 40, I don't get it. Anyway, guys, we got to go to a break, and I appreciate you listening. We got more to talk about. Don't go away. The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. We are proud to sponsor 10 philanthropic programs that enhance the lives of those in our community. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Tune in to Chamber Chat with your host, Courtney Galley and Samantha Good, with the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce, every first Tuesday of the month at 11 a.m. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley. Samantha and I will chat about the Conroe Chamber's upcoming events and programs for the month. Relax with a cup of joe or your favorite drink for Chamber Chat.
The East Texas Dream Center is in need of your help. We are a nonprofit Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. We are conveniently located at 301 South 1st Street, Conroe, Texas, 77301, right here in Montgomery County. Our needs are financial and every needs of gasoline, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, Lysol, and whatever else God puts in your heart. To help our ladies and children, please consider a donation. You may visit our website at www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, so you don't forget, it's www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Donations are tax deductible. Remember what Jesus said, with God, nothing is impossible.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
And we're back. Oh, the Cindy Cochran Show. Okay, this may be my third favorite subject to talk about, and I have to engage Richard, our engineer, our owner, our, the head guy, who you hear talking to me once in a while. He'll just kind of break in, or he'll just start talking, and I don't ever say, "This is Richard talking now," but because he has his own show, he's on here a lot, and a lot of people will talk about him, and in kind ways, and I always do. So, but one talent that Richard has that sounds so amazing, although he's never brought anything here for me to taste that he's cooked. He's apparently a great chef as well as everything else that he does. And so when Thanksgiving comes around, I always want to know what it is that you Richard, are you in charge of the cooking? Your mother does the cooking, or how do y'all handle that? And Richard's not going, Richard, you're on it. Because I want to talk about food, and you're the expert here. So, but I didn't tell Richard I was going to do that, so that's me. But are you doing the cooking, or is your mom?
I'm not going to be here.
You're going away. Oh, that's right. You're
I'm not
going
doing
out
anything.
of town. Where are you going now? Oh, you can't tell me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I don't care. You're going out of town. No, but you have such a big family. They're still going to have Thanksgiving even though you're going out of town, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. Well, that's really good to know. I wanted to find that out. But so are you going to? You're not going to do anything. You're just going to go to somebody's place and they'll do the
make
cooking.
it, yeah.
And you're not cooking at all.
No.
Doesn't that drive you crazy though?
No.
Because you're such a good cook.
I got stuff to do for the radio.
Oh, while you're
So,
gone?
yeah.
Okay. Well, that's nice. But your mom has got to be a great cook. That's where you learn from, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's cooking for everybody? Does she cook for everybody? Or
Yeah, she does. She cooks. She spends about, I would say, total of like 18 hours cooking, because she cooks 2 turkeys, one for taking home and one for the Thanksgiving, and then
What do you mean taking home?
for people to take home.
So they cut up the other turkey and then they can
Well,
divide
there's always
that up?
been, I have a large family, so there's always been kind of a dispute, like who gets what at the end of the dinner. And my mom got tired of everyone complaining to one another, like not being able to take home all the some turkey or stuffing or whatever. So she just doubles up on everything and just says, "Here you go."
Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah, there's really
a lot of work.
Well, there's a lot of possessiveness in her food
But-
for my family.
But hasn't any of the sister-in-laws or brother-in-laws or any of those people say, "Look, we're cooking Thanksgiving dinner and y'all come on over"? You've never had that happen?
I think if that happened, my dad would still have my mom make him a turkey. I really do.
I can see that.
I really
see that.
I can see that. I mean, that's something. It's weird. Like, I mean, it's good food. She's a really good cook, but not enough to like make her do more than what is needed.
Right.
And
does anyone help her?
I try, but she has her own system. It's one of those things. Like, like growing up, I wanted to help her wash the dishes, but I'd always do them wrong. And so, and so I told her, like, well, I'll help scrub or dry, but, you know, when you load it in the dishwasher, there's a particular way to do it.
She's that? Oh.
So I'm like, all right, well, so when I do it, I literally just leave them all on the side. and so she can load it herself.
Well, I never thought there was any way to dry the dishes.
Well, she tries to optimize the space because you think about she's cooking for 8 people regularly.
Many people, yeah.
So she's trying to do just one load. She doesn't want to do 2 loads.
Right.
So everything has to be perfect.
Well, I would wash the dish and then put it in the dishwasher. And my sister would get crazy. She said, that's what the dishwasher is for. I think we've always had such a crummy dishwasher that I never trusted
From what I understood, when I was helping her choose one, really all a dishwasher does is sterilize it.
Right, from the heat.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Right.
Is sterilize the dish. So, you know, people putting full cakes. You ever seen those commercials where they put the whole cake in there?
No.
Yeah, it's like how cool our washing machine is, or our dishwasher is. You can put a whole cake in there and it'll clean the plate, and the cake's gone. I mean, that cake's going somewhere. Yeah. So it's going to get clogged up.
Ugh, that's horrible. And so we have a septic system, and you have to be like so careful. Nothing can go, nothing solid.
It's wonderful.
That's amazing. No, I think we need to get a new dishwasher so I can just see that, because I've just given up on the dishwasher when the plates come out, especially, I don't know, the water or whatever it is that makes them so, you know, I get Dawn, I get all those commercial things that they say when you pull it out, it's
that's
perfect
your water
looking.
Though. You might need to get a water filter.
Water filter. I think that's probably right. See, and here I am, 60, and I'm still, you know, trying to find out these things and understand, learn something every day. So that's good to know. I need to get a filter. That's probably it. I'll try to do that. But what about the fried turkey? Have you ever experienced that? I'm really trying to understand. People keep saying, you need to get a fried turkey. You've never had a fried turkey. You have not had a good turkey yet. Do you agree with that, or do you think the baking it forever is the best way?
Again, turkey's a sensitive subject.
What?
It's a sensitive subject with my family, so they have to make it always the same way.
It has to be done the same way.
Because people will complain.
Well, does she cook it a long time? Does she cook it slow and a long time? Does she cook it in butter?
Yeah, she has a base and everything. She don't. The one thing she doesn't do, which I was interested, is brining it. She doesn't brine it.
What's brining it?
Soaking it in salt water.
I've never done that.
Yeah, brining changes everything for me. Like if you're cooking chicken and stuff, just soak it in some salt water. There's a ratio. Look it up online. Yeah. Just type in brine solution, and they'll tell you like every pound of chicken you use 4 tablespoons of salt and water, and 4 cups of water or something. And basically, it traps the juices in the meat, so as you cook it, it doesn't lose all of its juices.
Well, I cover it in.
Yeah, brining really changes everything. Like, you don't have to do all that stuff if you just brine it.
I'm just trying to think of how you soak a turkey.
You get one of those Dutch ovens.
You get a Dutch oven and
you
fill
put
it with water?
Yeah, you fill it with water and salt water.
For how long? How long do you have to?
Depends on how many pounds of turkey it is.
Oh.
Because, yeah.
And so it doesn't make the taste of it.
It just makes it juicier. It retains its juices.
Good grief. That's... I've never heard of that before. You do it with chicken as well. Chicken.
Yeah, you can do it with anything.
But
any
not
meat. You can do it with any
steak.
Meat.
You can put that in salt water.
Well, for steak, you do more of like a base. So it's like you can do like Worcester sauce and like do all kind of like soy sauce and things like that to make it have a flavor to it.
Say the W one again.
I think it's isn't it Worcester or Worcester?
I thought it was Worcestershire.
Whatever. The W sauce.
The W sauce.
No, I mean that's how you do fajitas. That's a great way to make. Like, look it up. Let's look up a fajita brine, and that's a great way because it's like you can add some spice to it, and you can add some lime to it.
Okay. Well, now that I understand that, but just the salt and water and what that would change as far as the way when you would start putting spices on, how you would change that.
Well, it's a process make the meat too. So, like, if you brine something, you brine it well before you cook it. So, like, for example, if you're brining a chicken, you only need to brine it for 2 hours because if you do it too long, the salt tears up the chicken.
Okay.
So you have to time it, and then when you're done, you can just take it out and leave it out and pat it down and leave it in the refrigerator or something, and then you can spice it and rub it or whatever you want to add to it. But
well, I mean, I remember I first got married and how my mother-in-law would cook, but I was scared to death of cooking a turkey because I found out a lot of my friends were scared of cooking turkey because they thought they would ruin it and all that. And I found this amazing. If you put it in there at 200 and let it stay for like 9 hours, it'll always come out.
Well, my favorite is smoked turkey. That's my favorite kind of turkey.
Now I can see you doing that. I would never go to that trouble. Ever, ever, ever. When I found out I could just put globs of butter on it, and salt and pepper and garlic, and then put it in the oven for hours and hours and just let it go. So if you have another oven over in my Sam's man cave, and I can put a turkey in there and just let it
hang out. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so tender and it's so
my favorite
juicy.
Part now for our celebration is for some reason I'm always the one that ends up cutting the turkey. And I have no idea what I'm doing. And like I declare that because like I'm like they're like, who wants to cut the turkey? No one wants to cut the turkey. And I was like, well, I'll cut it. I mean, if no one wants to do it, but I'm like right when I'm doing like I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way. And I'm like, and just
the search. But you've seen so many movies, you should know this how to do it.
Well, I know the basics, but I'm talking like taking out the wings and all that kind of stuff. I'm just like whatever.
How long was it before I took out that package that was in the turkey? I could never find it until it was already cooked, and then I saw, what's this paper doing in here? But I think that, do you have to use the electric knife?
Yeah, to start it, and then when it gets to the fine cut, I use
Then you do that? See, we don't do that. Everybody just starts grabbing at it and pulling it off, and it looks terrible. I mean, but it tastes good, but it looks terrible. But then I have all that butter-based garlic, salt, and pepper, and people love that, but the fried turkey is what I'm so curious about. How do you? I mean, you'd have to have the fryer, that kind of fryer, to do it. It's not something you could do in your pan or anything. I understand that, but Luby's is offering a fried turkey. They have a fried turkey, the fried turkey and the mashed potatoes and all that stuff and the gravy, and they're offering that. That would be fine. I would let somebody else do it for sure. That would be no problem. But anyway, the deal is with Thanksgiving is that it's just the time for everybody to be together, and you get drunk with the food, and you go out and you just literally experience the hangover and just enjoy talking to everybody and getting crazy about that. So we have fun because, a lot of the guys that usually they just want to watch the football games and all that, dominate. So I'm excited that we're going to have man-free Thanksgiving. It's going to be fine. Okay, guys, we'll be right back for our last segment on the Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
If you are looking to start a career, you can start your professional life in the U.S. Army. I am Staff Sergeant Stephen Jackson. My fellow soldiers and I can talk with you about learning high-tech skills in electronics and computers as a soldier. Interested in the medical field? The Army has skilled medical and dental jobs that set you up for future success. Come visit us at 2109 West Davis Street, directly behind the Whataburger on Highway 105. Or give us a call at 936-756-7002.
Have you set a goal to get a new job or get promoted? Have you ever been frustrated with resumes or job interviews? If you want to ace a job search and make more money, or just love what you do for a living, tune into Your Career with Todd Bermont, Fridays at 2 o'clock. Each week, noted author and creator of the Careers College, Todd Bermont shares tips, news, interviews, and secrets you can use to further your career. Tune in Fridays at 2 o'clock p.m. on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and IRLoneStar.com.
Hi, this is BJ Orner from Montgomery County Performing Arts Society. I'm here to remind you to get your tickets now for all the upcoming events that McPass has to offer. All shows will be held at the beautiful Crichton Theater in downtown Conroe. Call 936-441-7469 for your tickets today, or go to our website, www.mcpass.org, for more information. Hope to see you at the show.
Our community's animal shelters cannot absorb accidental litters of kittens and puppies. Approximately 80% of the animals entering our shelters will not make it out alive. Please help be a part of the solution. Please spay and neuter your pets. Many low-cost options are available. Visit texaslittercontrol.org to learn more. That's texaslittercontrol.org. And remember, real Texans don't litter. Please spay and neuter your pets.
Listen in on Mondays at noon to hear the East Montgomery County news. News from our Precinct 4 Commissioner Jim Clark, Precinct 4 Constable Rowdy Hayden, our local nonprofits, school districts, and events that matter to you, residents of Porter, New Caney, and Splendora. With your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information, check us out online at facebook.com/EMC News.
At Jazzy Junk, volunteers reclaim, restore, and recycle. Jazzy Junk is a non-profit resale storefront where you will discover wonderful, unique finds at very affordable prices on furniture, antiques, books, art, home decor, and more. When you shop Jazzy Junk, you support New Danville, a community for adults with developmental disabilities. We receive new donations daily, so plan a visit to Jazzy Junk today to find that perfect item or gift. Our motto is here today, gone today. So remember to hurry in and shop often for the best selection. Jazzy Junk is located in the outlets at Conroe on League Line Road and I-45 North. Call 936-441-4500 or visit our website, jazzyjunk.org. That's JUNQUE for more information and store hours.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. This is our last segment. We just thank you so much for listening, and I hope you'll be back next week. And I say next week because I'll be live next week, but tomorrow I'll be taking off for the rest of the week and getting ready for me and my cooking. I need that much time to get ready for Thanksgiving. But I do have an appointment, and Richard doesn't know this, and I'll tell him right here over the air. I have an appointment Wednesday with a potential sponsor. And speaking of sponsors, if you know someone that would like to sponsor this show and be a part of this show, please let me know by go to my Facebook page and message me and say, hey, let's talk about sponsoring your show. And I'll be like, yay, it'll be so much fun. It's very affordable, and you've got a good reach, and you're in an area that if you want to be in this Conroe and down to Waverly, down to 242, and we're covering that area by radio, but globally, we're also on IRLoneStar.com and go out through the internet. But we have the archives, and we're going to have TV coming up really soon. And so there's a lot of chances to get on the ground floor, and that's always the best place to be. Let you grow with an entity. We have been around for a while on the internet, and now getting ready to expand to all these other places, and being on FM is a lot of fun. But we treasure our listeners, and we know that they know people, and they may have someone that would like to be on here, and let us make people aware of them, and they can sponsor and for a good cause. Because we do work with charities, we do work with new businesses around town, and we try and help support and uplift this community. And plus, this is the only radio station that this community will come to if there's any problem. If there's some kind of catastrophe or something, the people will come here to know what to do. And it will be it is their community radio. So anyway, this Cindy Cochran Show is Monday through Friday, 10 to 11. Now this week we're going to be doing some pre-recorded programs, and they're going to be the favorite ones, the Whodunit, our past Whodunits, and Bob Smiley, Elvis's, one of his last girlfriends came on, and we had a great time with her, and she will be back again, but we're going to have that recorded piece, and so there's still a lot of fun to come this week on the Cindy Cochran Show, so please join us. And now, if you're off during this time, that'll be fun, and I have a lot of friends that are, they're saying, now I can finally listen to you live, because usually they have to listen to the archives, which are on YouTube and SoundCloud, and you just Google, or you can go to YouTube and search for the Cindy Cochran Show, and there they are. Richard has made it possible for you to not ever miss one word that comes out of my mouth, and for everybody, all the shows, we have the talk block from starting with my program all the way to 3:00, and then we're back to the country music, and Richard is amazing. I mean, you would not, if you talk to him, you saw him on the street and you start talking to him, you would not think he'd have the in-depth instinct, knowing what to pick, what country songs to pick and play that are so good. I've been shocked. I'm not a great fan of country music, but he's turning me, because I'm listening to our station and I'm hearing country music, and it's good. He's done a good job. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know about that. And also, listen, have you guys seen this new commercial out on this upside down umbrella deal? Have you seen this, Richard? It's the most brilliant thing I've ever seen in my life. The umbrella goes up instead of when you close it, it doesn't close down, it closes up. So that when you get out of the car, and it's up like that, it comes down. Why didn't anyone think of this before? Look how long umbrellas have been around. This is so brilliant, because no water gets anywhere. It's all contained in the umbrella. So when you come into a place, you don't shake it out, and it's everywhere. It's just, and you can get out of a car faster and easier. I'm like, this is amazing. I so appreciate people that can come up with ideas like this. It is amazing. Well, look, we've got so much, this week we'll get to see who Donald Trump finally picks for his cabinets. Isn't it funny? He started out in construction and had to, deal with people complaining about the cabinets he probably, did. Every woman has a different idea what the cabinets they want built in their house and in their buildings and all that. So he's had to deal with them. And I bet about right now he wishes he could trade back and get the complaints from those people instead of all the people that have just been complaining and coming up with reasons why these are bad people and they're no good and all that. So I think it's funny. And Donald Trump, the funny thing about him is he's kind of in your face. Look, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to like. And he's looking at Democrats as well as Republicans, Libertarians, whoever's going to be the best guy for the job. And that's how a lot of people would like to vote. They go, you know what? I don't care if they're Democrat or Republican. I just want to vote for the best person for the job. And that's how we should be. Listen, guys, thank you so much for listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. And you'll have so much fun with the pre-recorded programs that are going to be coming up this week. So don't go away, because you are listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
Thanks for checking out this production on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, and TV media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production, produced by the show host and Dick Schissler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schissler at dick@iRLoneStar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.